Hi, kindergarten. This is only the second time we've recorded this video, so we're getting better every day. As I told you this morning, I will be reading you the classic tale, the true story of the three little pigs. It's not what you think. Fireside chat with Mrs. Merhall and Ella. Everybody knows the story of the three little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Nobody knows the real story because nobody's ever heard my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf. You can call me Al. I don't know how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong. Maybe it's because of our diet. Hey, it's not my fault that wolves eat cute little animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way they are. This is a plug for veganism, I swear. If cheeseburgers were cute, folks would probably think that you were big and bad too. But like I was saying, the whole big bad wolf thing is all wrong. The real story is about a sneeze and a cup of sugar. This is the real story. So dramatic. It's like we're bound for Broadway. Okay. Way back, once upon a time, I was making a birthday cake for my dear old granny. I had a terrible sneezing cold, and I ran out of sugar. Look at in his picture on his wall. He's got a picture of Granny.
And I think that's from like Little Red Riding Hood when the wolf pretends to be the granny.
Totally. So I walked down the street to ask my neighbor for a cup of sugar. Now this neighbor was a pig, and he wasn't too bright. He had built his whole house out of straw. Can you believe it? I mean, who in his right mind would build a house out of straw? So, of course, the minute that I knocked on the door, it fell right in. I didn't just want to walk into somebody else's house, so I called, little pig, are you in? No answer. I was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. And that's when my nose started to itch. I felt a sneeze coming on. Well, I huffed and I snuffed. And I sneezed the greatest sneeze and I covered my mouth. Achoo! And you know what? That whole darn straw house fell down. And right in the middle of the straw pile was the first little pig. Dead as a doornail. He had been home the whole time. Well, it was a shame to leave a perfectly good ham dinner lying there in the straw, so I ate it right up. I was feeling a little better, but I still didn't have my cup of sugar. So I went to the next neighbor's house. This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not much. He had built his house out of sticks. I rang the bell on the stick house, but nobody answered. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? He yelled back, go away, wolf. You can't come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chin. I don't normally announce when I'm shaving the hairs on my chin. Kidding. I had just grabbed the doorknob when I felt another sneeze coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I covered my mouth and then a big sneeze came out. Achoo! And you are not going to believe it, but this guy's house fell right down just like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, dead as a doornail. Wolf's honor. I mean, this does not seem to be the wolf's fault at all. He just had a cold. Now, you know, food will spoil if you just leave it out in the open. So I did the only thing there was to do. I ate dinner again. Think of it as seconds. I was getting very full, but my sneeze and cold was feeling a little bit better. But I still didn't have that cup of sugar for my dear old granny's birthday cake. So I went to the next house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother. He must have been the brains of the family. He must have gone to LMC. He built his house out of bricks. I knocked on the brick house. No answer. I called, Mr. Pig, are you in? And do you know what that rude little porker answered? Get out of here, Wolf! Don't bother me! Oh, here we go. Here's the brick house.
Not polite.
Not polite. Nope. In fact, it says in the book, talk about impolite. He probably had a whole sack full of sugar. He wouldn't even give me one little cup for my dear sweet granny's birthday cake. What a pig! I was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of a cake when I felt my cold coming on. I huffed and I snuffed and I did sneeze into my elbow. Achoo! And nothing happened to the house, but the third little pig yelled, and your old granny can sit on a pin! Yowza. Now, I'm usually a pretty calm fellow, but when someone talks about my granny like that, I go a little bananas. When the cops drove up, of course, I was trying to break down the pig's door, and the whole time I was huffing and puffing and sneezing and high allergies. I was making a real scene. Okay. See, that's the picture we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what did he really just want?
Cup of sugar, and he just had allergies.
And he had allergies. And a true affinity for his grandma. The rest, they say, is history. The news reporters found out about the 2 pigs I ate for dinner. They figured a sick guy going to bar a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So they jazzed up the story with all that huff and puff and blow your house down bunk. And then they made me the big bad wolf. That's it. That's the real story. I was framed. Could you maybe lend me a cup of sugar? The end. What'd you think?
I really like that story.
All right, guys. You did a great job this week. Go hug and kiss your mommies and daddies for all their help this week. And I will be bringing you another story on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye.